Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to be looking at the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour. This is also known as the I Love Lucy hour-long episodes. Thank you so much for joining me, guys and gals. I've made previous episodes, of course, on other I Love Lucy subjects, including more Lucy Desi Comedy Hour videos on Whirling Jet, the horse episode, as well as the Tallulah Banquet episode. So check those out if you haven't. But today, we're going to be looking at the Lucy Goes to Sun Valley episode. This one, of course, starred the celebrity Fernando Lamas, who's a very popular Argentinian actor at the time, and I think you will absolutely love the facts of this episode. This episode begins at the Ricardos' huge Connecticut home. In terms of the plot, after making plans to go to Sun Valley, Idaho on a second honeymoon, Ricky learns that he is to appear with Fred and little Ricky on a TV show. Of course, a great break for them. So he cancels the vacation, but not for long. Lucy and Ethel decide to go to the popular old resort by themselves. There they meet Argentina-born Fernando Lamas, and they are immediately starstruck. He's staying at the same lodge as the girls. So, of course, Lucy hatches a scheme to make Ricky jealous. She has Ethel take a picture of them skiing together and hints to Ricky that they have been seeing quote-unquote a lot of each other. However, as Ethel is focusing on the camera, Lucy leans forward a little too far. She and Fernando Lamas head down the ski slope. She begins to ride piggyback on top of him, and of course they land in a tree with 2 broken ribs. This is of course Fernando Lamas. Simultaneously, the boys, Ricky and Fred, are lonely without their wives and rush up to Sun Valley to surprise them. Lucy is furious that Ricky didn't believe her story about Fernando and reject her husband's affection. So, we finally have Ricky, Ethel, and Fred interrupt Lamas' shower to ask him to come in. Now, this has one of the funniest scenes of Fernando Lamas kind of making fun of himself, getting all wet, going in and out of the shower. It's one of the great and golden scenes of this episode. Lucy, the gang, and of course Fernando Lamas go to an afternoon skating party, just so Ricky can pretend to be jealous and convince Lucy that he loves her. Unfortunately, Lamas goes a bit too far in his portrayal. Ricky loses his temper and both men get a black eye. An interesting note for this episode, they used a double for the scene depicting Lucy skating, which I show here. It's a good thing that Lucille Ball did that because the double wound out with a broken leg. Now this episode required that they filmed in a resort area on location film shoot. The cast and the crew were dispatched via train to the state of Idaho. Lucy and Desi stayed at the Sun Valley Lodge, which is of course a real location. They rehearsed their scenes there in the hotel's banquet room. Much of the action, however, took place on the ski slopes, and they had meticulous planning on how it would go. Director Jerry Thorpe is quoted to say, "We had to get to the ski lift by 5:30 in the morning. They had to haul up all the heavy camera and sound equipment before the lift officially opened for skiers. They sent the exposed film back to the studio on the Union Pacific train. After 2 complete full days of shooting on the mountain, they got a very nervous call from the editing department in Hollywood, California. They were asking where the film was. We told them that it had been sent, and it should have been there by now, especially since it had gone by train. They couldn't find it anywhere, so they had to reshoot the entire thing that they did for 2 days all over again. 3 months later, someone found the unprocessed film in the back seat of one of Desilu's station wagons. What a crazy story. Imagine that, having to reshoot 2 full days of film." And that's it for this episode, guys and gals. Sometimes we see an episode of I Love Lucy and we think that everything was apples and roses, peachy and perfect. And of course we know that is not true. Imagine all the pitfalls and all the difficulties in making an episode like this. But however, it was worth it. It was worth their hard work because look what we have, a gem that will last throughout all time. So thank you so much, guys and gals, for supporting the channel. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and let me know if you want to see more insights and looked into different episodes of the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour and possibly in the future of the I Love Lucy half an hour episodes by themselves. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. Don't forget to stay positive and most importantly, be hopeful.